What's up, guys? Drinking some kombucha. That's what's on me, but just wanted to talk about some stuff. And basically, like, enlightenment is how you deal with energy. Like, your mind, your emotions, like, that's all energy. And the way this energy flows and is dealt with is through the chakra system. So basically, and it's like you have to do like deep breathing every day, maybe some qigong, some exercise, meditation. Like pick two of those and do it for an hour a day each, and then maybe take some mushrooms or something. But that's what's gonna make you have advanced chakras, and that's hard to do for a lot of people. And it's like a slow process. Like you got to do that for a couple years, or I mean, like, it would do a lot in a 1 year or 6 months, but to get, like, fully advanced, like, it probably takes a couple years. And a lot of people, like me, like, my chakras are fucked. Like, I have a very big heart chakra, but my chakras are not good. That's, like, a normal thing. Like, maybe mine are worse than others because of, like, my mental illness, my, like, ADHD, schizophrenia, stuff like that. But and just the way I grew as a person, like matured as a person, like the way I went. And then there's also psychological developmental stages. And like, those are a big one because that's like more subtle energy. And like, you can kind of work on that without even thinking about spirituality, even though it's probably like a chakra gets opened up when you get to a certain level developmentally, psychologically. And one of the other ways to open up your chakras is through thought. A lot of people are like, don't think, like, or just view thoughts. But if you're not doing breathing exercises, meditation, qigong, you have to, if you want to open your chakras up, you have to think, because your chakras open up when you come to accept spiritual truths and like mature spiritually. Like, stop blaming people for your problems. Like I've I had a moment where I stopped blaming someone for my problem, and my sacral chakra just opened up. And I had a moment where I was thinking about my higher self. Like, I've seen my higher self, and I'm like, damn, like, he is so old, man. He lives forever. And I'm like, do I want to live forever? Like, that's intense. And like, when I was like accepting that I'm gonna live forever in infinity, like, my heart chakra opened up and all this energy passed through my body right when I accepted that. So, like, that's a beautiful thing, because we are literally energy systems designed to functionally work better when we accept truths of reality in the universe. And the only way that happens really is by thinking, like, just sitting there, and you have to find a balance between letting thoughts from your higher mind come into your physical mind, and you got to think about stuff like, oh, my dad was mean to me, or when I die I'm gonna live forever, or whatever issues like you're not getting down to the bottom of. But anyways, like, these psychological developmental stages, like, there's people that, like, you could tell, like, maybe when you were younger, like, you didn't deal with your sexuality as well, and then you, like, grew as a person, and, like, that's a psychological developmental stage. And then you see, like, old men, like sending dick pics and shit to people online, and like, or like on Craigslist and shit, and you're like, these motherfuckers never made it to that developmental stage. They never made it to that stage of like more like morals, or like being able to control their sexuality, or like mindfulness thinking, or like, who am I to the world, what am I to myself, stuff like that. And like, so there's people that just don't make it to those stages. But to be like an enlightened person, you don't exactly need to have perfect chakras. You just need to be on a certain developmental stage, and you have to do one other thing that I'm going to talk about, and that is not take life so seriously, not take life as that deep for the most part, and what that does is and not create high intense emotions or feelings and energies. And if you do feel a high intense emotion, feeling, or energy, you immediately do deep breathing to help charge your chakras up and express that, because suffering comes from, and like lack of enlightened action and stuff and feeling comes from our inability to express intense emotions and energies. And that inability is because our chakras are not spiritual. They're not. I'll explain further. If you meditate properly, or the way I think is best to meditate, like I can silence my mind and I'm not thinking anything, but my soul in the astral is having all these thoughts and expressions of energy, and it takes my subtle physical energy and beliefs and stuff like that, and it does like crazy stuff with it, and I instantly get releases of energy in my body and feelings of relief, because I'm expressing my energy in the astral with my astral mind, which has a higher intelligence, isn't held down by the physics of physical reality, and defies the intelligence of the lower mind, physical mind, and defies the physics of normal reality. So like, I feel intense love, like then I go fly with that person and I make like the Milky Way galaxy, and it's like instant expression of that energy. So like when you're a normal person, if you are like creating or feeling or downloading from like the astral like intense energy and emotions like love, hate, anger, lust, guilt, shame, you're not like meditating like that or doing deep breathing, your chakras, you can't express that in the physical world without going ape shit or failing to like express it, like even if it's like intense love, or like when you take acid or something, like, dude, I love you so much, like I can't even say it enough. Yeah, I know you can't say it enough, because that's astral energy, not physical energy. And so like physical life is not supposed to be intense. It's a 3D out of 12D, or maybe even more, and it's like for like novelty and like fun and just calmness. And like the problem is people that suffer, most of the time you suffer because you can't express energy that you can't express intense energy because the physical limitations of physical life. And the way for you to subtly express it is through the astral, through your chakras. And your chakras are usually like the chakras that are just on the cusp of astral and physical are very much determined by your physical actions, and usually they're like very closely related to like your physical mind and your physical makeup. So your chakras they're like hardly astral, so they can't express these intense emotions, and so you don't get relief and you suffer because you have bottled up emotion that can't be expressed. So how do you be enlightened with having bad chakras? You just don't take life seriously. You don't create intense emotions, and you don't create intense energy, and you don't pull intense energy from the astral and all that into your physical body. You just don't take life seriously. Like the people, you could tell like a lot of enlightened people, maybe they don't have the best chakras, but one of the similarities between them all is they don't take life so seriously, and they don't look for like deep meaning and energies and emotions. They're just like, yeah, I go to work, I love my family, and it doesn't have to be a horror show or a drama or a romance movie. It just is what it is. Like, it's without words. It just is what it is. I let it be what it is. Surface level, not a big deal. And through that, you can find deepness. But a lot of people that have mental illness and suffering, they're like, it's a rat race. Like, what am I doing this for? My life has no meaning. My life is meaningless. Like, or the deeper meaning in this, I'm getting screwed by the government. Like, that is like an astral emotion, or like an emotion that can only be expressed in the astral because it's of a deeper energy and a more intense energy. And And like people, they're also not like super joyful or super excited or super energized all the time. And the thing is so if you don't have good chakras, just and you want to be enlightened, don't overburden your chakra system, because intense emotions and energies can't be expressed properly through physical action. And your best bet to process intense emotions is through your astral chakra system, where energy is easily things easily manifest and have a higher intelligence. Like it could be like some kaleidoscope puzzle piece, and you just put that piece right in the right spot, and like huge relief like of like your intellectual burden. And it almost doesn't make sense, but that's because it's of a higher intelligence. So, but if you want to be able to hold higher energies, or be able to, it's like you get hit with a large emotion. If you like balance your chakras like and work on your chakras every day, then like your chakras just goes basically through your system, and you get relief instantly. For normal people, intense emotion gets stuck right here. I want to express this, but I can't. So that's like why you want healthy chakras. And if you don't want to do the work for a healthy chakra, just don't be intense with your emotions and energy, because like that's like a way to like get around it, or that's a way to just live a human life. Like that's why. So it's like there's two ways, like yeah, like, and even when your chakras are good, these intense energies are no longer intense. They're no longer intense. You can still feel it, but it's like an open heart, like maybe a little bit of pain, energetic warm feeling. It's like a feeling of relief, like taken, moved through, released. And it doesn't have to manifest physically like through mental illness or rage or being attached and stuff like that, because you expressed it subconsciously through your chakras in the astral, where higher energies can be expressed easily. So yeah, that's why you want to use your chakras. Like people that deal with psychedelics well, that's because they have psychedelics open you up to astral energy. And if you don't just go full astral, there's like a there's like a bridge between the astral and the physical, and that's why you have increased emotion and energy. And you could have a bad trip or just not feel okay, because your chakras are not able to handle your physical chakras, your physical slash astral chakras are not able to handle pure astral energy. And like that's why people go crazy or seem like they're tripping sack or seem so weird when they're on high amounts of psychedelics, is because there's like something wrong essentially. Like if they're not just sitting there meditating or breathing heavy or have chakras to just express this energy subconsciously and metaphysically, they try and express it through their physical body and they can't. Or if they do, it makes them it makes them seem like they don't belong here, because the physical world, high amounts of energy doesn't belong in the physical world. If it did, it would be the astral world. But people that have worked on their chakras for years, if they're having a bad trip, they can navigate the astral energy around them and in their mind and move out of it instantly. I was having a bad trip, and I could tell like from like the way I would look at how chakras work. In my chakras work, I'm very psychic, and I could tell if my chakras were healthy, I could move away from this energy so quickly, or process this energy so quickly, that it wouldn't even be an issue for a minute. But I sat there for 4 hours just suffering. So yeah, man, that's what chakras are about, and that's why you shouldn't take life so seriously. And if you do, your best bet, the only thing that allows you to express high amounts of energy is either through meditation or deep breathing, which temporarily amplifies your chakras. And it also works on them slowly but surely they get more and more amplified. But like, it's like during the meditation, during the deep breathing, they get very amplified, and then when you stop, they go down a little bit, but they leave 1% stays a little higher. You know what I'm saying? It's a slow process, but it works. All right, see you guys later.